Hey, what's up guys? Weekly Light here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Electrobot in Pit People Early Access. So let's first cover the stats. So when it's not the hero, it has like medium weight, 7 damage, 2 range, and decent defenses, and it can move 3 steps, and it has 4.5 hearts, which is about 90-ish damage, and it has like, I think that's a levitation badge, and a electricity badge, a stun badge, a poison defense, and a fire defense badge. When it becomes the hero, its weight goes down drastically. Its damage goes up to 9. It still has 2 range and it has slightly more defense. It can now move 1 more step, so that's 4 steps, and it now has 5 hearts, which I found to be about 100-ish health. It still has the same badges, and none of the stats are affected by the costume it wears, because it is purely cosmetic. Okay, so now let's go over the defenses of the Electrobot. So it is resistant to the fire damage, which is especially found in the pixies. It's immune to the poison damage from the mushrooms. So the mushrooms will still headbutt the robot though, because the poison does no damage. That also means it's immune to the poison damage over time. Since it is flying, or like levitating, it is immune to being snared, and it doesn't take any damage from hazards on the floor like spikes. It is, however, weak to corrosion, which is found in the Gorgon's ranged attack and the Troll Mom's melee bite. So next up is its attacks. So all of its attacks deal electric damage, and the electric damage deals bonus damage to the targets that are standing in water tiles. Electricity is super effective on pixies and mascots, but not very effective on the gnomes and the wraiths. It has a ranged attack that chains lightning between targets that have 1 to 2 spaces between them. It chains through both enemies and teammates, and I've seen chains from 1 chain up to like 5, but it might go higher. Its melee, however, does not chain, but it does have a much higher chance to stun. Both attacks seem to do like 6 to 8 damage, but the ranged attack hits more targets. The robot has many special attributes to it. For one, it can teleport to locations, so it doesn't have to deal with walking over hazards or going through objects. It can just go straight like to the other side of the wall. It can't be healed by cupcakes, but it can be healed by the gnome, so keep that in mind. Vampires have special interactions with the robot too. So vampires can't lifesteal off of the robot, but they do bonus damage to the bloody robots. Like they bleed oil, it looks like. It's weird. Bonus damage is still done, but no lifesteal happens. Okay, so now let's get to the strategy of using a robot. So they're fairly tanky with their about 100 health, and they have really high mobility, which makes them very valuable. So they don't synergize with cupcakes because they can't be healed by them, but they do synergize with gnomes who can heal them. But at the same time, they're also weak to enemy gnomes because enemy gnomes deal bonus damage to them. Oh, I might have forgotten to say that earlier. But yeah, they're really, really good against pixies. They are your anti-pixie unit. They resist the fire damage from the pixie, and they deal bonus damage to the pixie with their electricity attacks. So keep that in mind. They're the best for crowd control with their chain lightning, but it can also crowd control your own team because the lightning chains off your own team. It could end up hurting your team more than the enemy team in 1 turn if you do the ranged attack. It's weak to the bigger threats like Troll Mom and Gorgon, who have their corrosion-based attacks. But since the Gorgon and the Troll Mom move less tiles than the robot does, the robot can keep them at a distance and just keep chaining off their teammates. It's a very strong unit, but its main weakness is the randomness of the chain lightning. The chain lightning can do like up to like maybe like 45 damage in 1 turn to the enemy team, or it could end up doing like 35 damage to your own team while only dealing like 2 to the enemy. So keep that in mind when you start a chain. So that's all I got. So don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and check out the other guides. All right, thank you for watching.